Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 92. I feel like there's so much to talk about, and yet so little to show. Maybe not. Knit-alongs. The only knit-along we have going on right now is the Breakaway Cowl. I was wearing mine this morning. I had to run a few errands. I'm like, peekaboo. I totally loved wearing it. It was perfect because it was kind of chilly today. Well, it wasn't chilly, it was cold. It was 27 degrees this morning. And, you know, I put it on before I put my coat on, and it's all snugly warm, and it's nice while I'm driving, and I'm just like, oh, I love this. And I love the Leading Men Fiber Arts box office base in the perfection colorway, because it is just, it's in such an amazing color. They totally knocked it out of the park. I don't even know that the camera, it looks more blue to what I'm seeing, but it's definitely like a blue-green color. Oh, I love it. I'm so in love with this color right now. So, it goes on till the end of November. Very end of November. Close it out at midnight, last day. I can never remember if there's 30 or 31 days in November. I'm thinking there's 30. Someone's probably yelling it at me. But I love it. I love it so much. It's such a quick knit. Like, I love quick knits. I'm all about the quick knit. I'm like, I have learned, like, I would love to be a process knitter. Like, I would love to just knit and enjoy the process and knit things just to learn new things, like, all the time. Like, be like, yeah, I don't know that I'd really wear that sweater, but it's interesting and I could learn something. And I'm like, no. I want to knit it because I like it and because I can get it done. Like, I like challenges, but really big ones I tend to shy away from. Definitely a product knitter. I want something I'm going to use, something that I like, something that's pretty functional. So that to me fits the bill. I love worsted weight, my all-time favorite, and that box office space is so drapey and soft. Oh my goodness. It's like, just like having this warm little woolly thing around your neck. I love it. So anyways, we'll be closing that out. I have a idea or two for prizes, so I'll definitely have that worked out by next week, because Thanksgiving is 15 days from today. Like 2 weeks pretty much. Thanksgiving, which means end of November. I don't know where it went. November, this whole year has been amazing, and it seemed to fly by so fast. But now I'm like, it's November. We're like halfway done with November. Where did it go? Then I'm so excited, like super excited about this. And if you follow me on Ravelry, Instagram, or Plurk within the last, a little over 24 hours, like 26 and a half, then you have seen this. But it is my new pattern. Isn't she cute? I love her. I'm so in love with her. It is Frances, the sock-wearing fox, because she's got little sockies. And this has been a pattern I've been waiting to put out since May. I know, you're like, May? Really? It took you that long? No, she kind of got put on the back burner, because to me I was like, oh, a fox is going to be perfect for fall. Like, you know, get the summery kind of stuff out of the way, and I knew I wanted the blobs in time for Christmas, for Halloween. And so I had originally hoped to have her out last month, but it didn't work out because I probably knit a dozen different legs for this, because I don't know, like, I just really tried to experiment and do something that I necessarily haven't done before, and I had a hard time picking which ones I liked the best, because when I put a pattern out, I want to be 100% happy with it. And if I'm not 100% happy, then I can't expect my buyers to be 100% happy. And so I just keep going back to the drawing board, and I'll be like, okay, this is a contender and this one's out. And I just, you know, and then you have to figure out how to get the socks on the feet, because I wanted them removable. They do come off. See, pop. Now I did put in the pattern a picture, but it kind of helps, I guess, because I can show it here. So if you're deciding, hey, I want to knit Francis the sock-wearing fox, and I want to knit the socks, because the socks are optional, but why wouldn't you want socks on your fox? So the easiest way to do it is to take the sock and you kind of like roll it down, right? Roll it all the way down. So you just have a little bit left. You take the foot and you put it on and you just kind of roll it back on. And voila, your sock is on your fox. So this sample was knit out of Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Twist and Shout base, which is so awesome. It's thicker than the Dancing Dog Dye Works Waltz worsted base, which is the worsted weight base she had out for quite a while. And she was branching out into something new, and this is so soft and squishy. It is perfect toy yarn. I think I'd like the Waltz worst better for like sweaters, and I still love it for toys. It still makes excellent toys. But this is just definitely, it's a thicker, more structured yarn, and the Waltz is almost like a light worsted, and to me this is a true worsted. Anyways, so I had shown you the yarn when I had got it, I don't know, a month or two ago. I can't remember. I don't think I've had it 2 months. Anyway, so it is Foxy Red, Black, Natural, and Lime Green. And then she did kits yesterday when the pattern came out to go with these, and I do believe later in the week Dancing Dog Dye Works is going to have another kit update, and you get 2 colors for the socks. So you can pick blue and green, yellow and orange, whatever color socks you want. You get a full skein of the red and minis of the black, natural, and the colors. So super, super great. I really tried to, like I said, make it exactly what I had envisioned. And that's what's important to me as a designer, is I don't want to just shortchange a pattern because I'm feeling rushed or hurried, or like I just gotta get it done. Like I don't feel comfortable doing that because I want to love it, and if I love it, then I feel that you'll love it. So, and then there is the tail, like obligatory butt shot. So I'm so excited. The love that I've gotten for Francis has been so overwhelming, and everyone has such wonderful, sweet things to say. And I was kind of worried because back in May when I was like, oh, I want to do a fox because I love woodland creatures and sea creatures. It was before the whole what does the fox say thing, and all of a sudden, like, I was getting kind of worried because fox stuff was popping up all over. Like, I was trying to avoid it as I was working on getting it exactly how I wanted it to look, and I was just like, okay, people are either gonna be totally into the fox thing and be like so excited that there's a fox toy, or people are gonna be like, oh my god, not something else, a fox. So far everyone seems really excited about it, and it's perfect in time for Christmas. It's a fast knit. And then here's my other sample I just wanted to show in case you can't get a Dancing Dog Dye Works kit, because I understand how it is when funds are tight or you happen to miss an update. This one is knit out of Cascade 220 Superwash. This is burnt orange, black, Aran, A-R-A-N, and dark aqua for the socks, because I was like, oh, I really like the burnt orange and the aqua together. So this one I knit on size 6 needles because it's a thicker worsted weight, and this one I knit on size 5s. So that is Francis the sock wearing fox in her little socks. So I have a finished object because I think that's where we're going next. Yes. My finished object, I finished the hitchhiker for my friend for Christmas. I love this. I'm like, I won't go too bad with my green shirt. I'm going to try it on. I haven't tried it on. I so love these colors. So it is the Hitchhiker by Martina Bim. And it is Into the World in the Yalundi base in the Bird Girl colorway. So it is like an olive green and kind of a sagey green with an aqua, a tealy blue, and then a deep like midnight blue. And I love the hitchhiker pattern. I had a lot of fun knitting it. I find it's just like potato chip knitting, right? You can just sit there and do it and watch TV. But I'm like, this is going to blow my mind to like talk about this again, because I was like trying to explain it to somebody and I just can't wrap my brain around it. I had 30 grams of yarn left over out of a 100 gram skein. Now the Yarny sock yarn is, I think, like 490 yards. So it's a very generous yardage. But I had like a third of it left over. I don't know where I went wrong, because I swear I knit my hitchhiker out of the same yarn. Although it does seem, this one does seem a little thinner, but I had to bring it back out. This is Into the World. It's supposed to be the Yarny sock yarn as well, in the Captain Tight Pants base, or colorway. Captain Tight Pants colorway. It's the same length. Oh, I gotta turn it this way. But I gotta show you the difference, because this just, I don't understand what I did. Maybe somebody else can tell me. Because I reread the pattern over and over. I got 42 teeth on both of the shawlettes. So, you know, I reread the pattern to make sure like I was knitting the pattern. I counted rows between the teeth to make sure I didn't mess something up, because I would have ripped it out and redone it. But they're the same length. They come out exactly the same length. But when I hold them together, because I actually spread them out on my kitchen table, look how much the depth mine is. I cannot figure out what I did wrong. Like I said, they're the same length. Well, mine might be an inch or so longer. But still, I'm like, what? That's a huge difference. You can see where this one is and where mine is. And I don't know. Like I said, I read the pattern over and over and over, and I cannot figure out what I did. But now that I'm looking at the yarns, really, this one looks a hair thinner, but I still wouldn't think there'd be that much of a difference. But hopefully she'll still love it. I still think it's gorgeous. So it's more scarfy than shawlette-y. That's all. I'm making up new words. But it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's super soft. I wish like you could like, touch it. The colors, I just love this colorway so much. So I want to try to figure out what I can do with 30 grams of a light fingering. I'm like, well, maybe I can hold it double and make her like a coffee cup cozy, or I'm like, I really would like to use it up for her, but I'm excited because that is another Christmas gift done. Like, off the needles, ends woven in, I don't need to block it. Yes. So besides finishing up, doing finishing touches on the foxes and knitting, like busting some serious butt on the hitchhiker, the only other thing I've been working on, it's another Christmas gift, and it is a breakaway cowl. So it's kind of scrunched up on the needles. There we go. So I am making this for my mom for Christmas. This is the same yarn that I used to make her moon dance shawl, because this is like my mom's favorite color. She loves deep garnet reds, and they look so good on her. I mean, red is her favorite color, like this kind of red, and she can wear it so well. I cannot. So I'm using, it's the Grit and Gargoyle, and it's a silk, 50 silk, 50 merino blend. I can't remember the name of the base, but it's 50 merino, 50 silk if you go to the Grit and Gargoyle. It's, like I said, it's a fingering weight, maybe even like a light fingering weight, and it is called Signature Red is the colorway. So I just used one end from each end from the ball, so there's the center and the outside one. And it's working out pretty quick. I am 3.5 repeats out of the 6. So this should be done for next week's episode. I was trying to get it done for today, but so much stuff came up this week. But it's super soft, I know she doesn't like anything real tight, and there's no elastic in this, so it really doesn't shrink up. Like, I think it'll be a more loose, drapey cowl because of the silk. So I think she'll like it. Hopefully she'll find it usable. Because she wanted a scarf, and then like I made her a scarf once, and she's like, yeah, but it kind of got in the way. So I'm thinking a cowl, there's nothing to hang. You know, when she takes it off, she can stick it in her purse, because she's always afraid of like setting a scarf down somewhere and losing it. She can keep it in her car, in the glove box, I don't know. She's like, she likes really practical gifts, so she's kind of hard for me to make things for, because I don't always like practical. So that's my only work in progress. And since I have this out, I'll show it to you, because this came from my dear friend Susan, Rista1313, the seamstress behind Girl Cave Bags. I was like, hey Susan, I found this fabric and I would love a bag out of it, because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and it's Turkey Day dinner. I mean, look at that. I am so in love with it, because you got your turkey and your pie and some pumpkins and cranberry sauce. Even though I don't like cranberry sauce, it is very traditional American Thanksgiving. And little pilgrim hats, and you know, it says like pumpkin pie, family gathering, Thanksgiving dinner, turkey, turkey, turkey. So love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Susan. I had to use it. Like, as soon as it came, I had to put my mom's cowl in it. And I will use it probably after Thanksgiving. So if you see me using a Turkey Day bag after Turkey Day, that's why. Because the poor turkey does not get enough respect. I'm like, shame on all those stores making their workers work on Turkey Day. I love Thanksgiving. Everybody should have Thanksgiving off to spend with their families. So that's the only tool of the trade that I have. So I do have yarn. Because last week I showed you that, I think it was last week, I believe so, that I had orange yarn I had ordered for my son to make a hat and some mittens with, and it was too light. Like, it was almost, I don't know, almost like a dreamsicle orange, but the only orange I had was like a pumpkin orange, and the one I actually had was called, I think it was called pumpkin orange, and then the other one was just orange. Well, it was too light. My son, he is so matchy-matchy. He is my child to the T. So, I ended up having a doctor's appointment, just a checkup. And I was coming back, and I was going through this little town where I grew up, and I love this place. I don't get to go there very often. It's kind of a ways away. And they have a little yarn shop. And I stopped in just because I had time to kill, because my favorite Chinese restaurant is there too. And I'm like, they have $5 lunch specials. You get like this big heaping thing of food. It's ridiculous how much food you get for $5. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll swing through and I will grab some lunch. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go past my husband's work. So I picked up lunch for me and lunch for him. So I had time to kill before the restaurant opened. So I stopped in the little yarn shop, and they had it. There it was. Boom. Bright orange, like orange, Cascade 220. So I like to, if I find something I really like or need, to stop in and buy something. I only usually stop in there once a year. Just because it's out of the way, and usually, you know, it's about this time of the year when I stop in. And I was so excited to find it. So it was $11, which is like 50 cents more than like Jimmy Bean's wool charges. Plus there's tax, but like I said, I like helping small business when I can. So I was more than happy to buy it, and it's a perfect match to the orange on his coat. So then, because I just can't help myself, I was at the register and they had a display with the new Noro magazine. So this is only the 3rd issue. And the first year they had it, I think it was like a fall issue, there was only one. And then they came out with one, I think like in the spring or something. Or I was thinking it was like almost a year from the first one to the second one. And it hasn't been so long since this one. But anyways, I grabbed it. And I was like, oh, I love the first 2 issues. I'll probably love this one. Why not, right? I really didn't have time to stand there and look at it, because I had to hurry up and get to the Chinese restaurant so I could get the food and get to my husband's, so I didn't miss his lunch. And yet this just didn't do it for me. There's some things I like. It retails for $7.99. So it's Noro Fall Winter 2013. And there were some things that I liked. I mean, don't get me wrong. Just as a whole, it really just was like, meh. Okay, first off, the thing that I absolutely loved, and it was an advertisement, but it's an advertisement for Noro. Well, I think it's actually, it's Prestige Yarns out of Australia and New Zealand. But the pattern is a Noro pattern, and you can get it at other places than this. But I really, really liked this sweater. I thought it was super cute. It isn't necessarily a Noro colorway I would do because I'm not crazy about pink. But I really like this pattern, ironically, because it's not a pattern in the book. But it is Noro. I saw it here. Noro Sweet Winter is the name of that pattern, because they have it in elemental accents where they have just like, you know, knitting stuff, like a lot of knitting magazines have. Over here, they have the like pamphlet or little booklet that the pattern's in. So it tells you who did it and the name of the pattern. So it is Sweet Winter by Claudia Wersing. Then they had, let's see, they had a little article. They went and, it says, we've rounded up 11 patterns from Vogue Knitting Stitch Dictionary, Volume 6, Edgings. It says, you can make the most of Noro's paint box. Find instructions for each of these on page 101. So there are instructions for these 11 different borders. I just like seeing how the Noro knits up. I mean, I don't use a lot with borders, and one is like all bobbles, and I do not like bobbles. It's just a personal preference. But I really like seeing how they knit it up, especially with textures. And then there was another one. So that I thought was fun. Because sometimes you see Noro in the ball and it just does not look, like the colors either won't look good or they'll look really good, and then you knit it up and you're like, I don't know about that. Sometimes there's like an ugly color hidden in the middle. I've had that happen. So next they kind of do some hats and mittens. I don't know. I cannot do berets and I cannot do slouchy. My head's too big. It looks funny. And usually a slouchy hat just ends up looking like a slightly baggy normal hat. It just doesn't work for me. So I don't really, I think the stripes in the back. I don't know that I'm crazy about the band of the, I don't know, would that be a tam? No, maybe not. I don't know, maybe a slouchy. I don't think it, I think it's too much slouch for a tam. I'm looking to see what, oh, it's a slouchy beret. But I really like that green color. I really think that green, me and green, right, is a very pretty Noro colorway. Then there's this one. It just looks too small. That's kind of the problem I've had with their hat patterns. It looks too small, and it's like really cone head shape. I don't want my head to look cone head shape. These mittens I really liked, except the bobbles on the cuff. So if I were to make them, I would just knit regular ribbing on the cuff or something and skip the bobbles. But otherwise, I like the cable on them. Then there's this that they use kind of like a, well, they call it a cowl, but she's wearing it kind of like, what, a shrug you might call it. I don't like the applique, and it kind of reminds me of the Gaptastic Seed Stitch cowl, just not as long. But I really like that it shows off the colorway, and like I said, not crazy about the appliques. They have a lot of appliques in this issue. I'm just not crazy about it. But some people might. Now this sweater, I don't know what it is about it. I like it. It's just a basic garter stitch sweater with a kind of a cowl. It looks a little baggy on her. I mean, I don't know that it was sized to fit the model, but I like it. I don't know that I'd ever knit it, but it kind of grows on me. And then there's things like this that are just so big and baggy and frumpy looking. Like a pretty model with a little petite figure. I just would like to see something that shows that off instead of something that hides it. I mean, I guess that's how they sell more yarn, right? You make the sweaters big and baggy, then you have to buy more yarn. Okay, this is the one that gets me, and it's funny because it's the cover shot, right? Very pretty girl, you know, in sweater. And then when you see how big the sweater is, this sweater, her body, you can see her body down here. It's only like 2/3 of the size of the sweater. The sweater is just huge. And then there's like these blocks, and some of them are like mesh. Some of them are cabled. So you definitely have to wear something under it. And I just can't wrap my head around that. It's, I mean, to each their own. I just don't want a sweater that it's going to have weird holes in it. And once again, a hat pattern that looks way too small. Beautiful girl. Looks like her head's being squished by the hat. And it's sad because I like the colors of the hat. I just think it could have been executed a little better. And then it wouldn't be Noro without a super crazy patterned and colored cardigan. So that you know, you expect to see things like that in a Noro magazine. Now, I like this sweater. Not necessarily the colorway they picked, because I'm not into pinks and purples. Now, I haven't really looked at it to see, but I think, like, the cowl is separate from the sweater, because I wouldn't want the cowl with the sweater. But I like the sweater, I like the big, chunky, rustic-looking buttons, and the cables. So that one I do like. And it's funny, because I love the look of cables. Oh, but I hate cabling. I don't know what it is about it. It's not that it's hard. I just think it's tedious to me. Now, I thought this skirt was cute. That's a cute one. There's a bunch of different skirts. Some are just real simple. I like this one too. It's kind of like a bit of a chevron shape. I don't have the shape for that. I mean, it definitely looks like it's very, you know, curvy, kind of fitting. I don't have the body for that. Then there are a couple crochet patterns. They're okay. I mean, I have nothing good nor bad to say about it. I would never make them because they're crocheted. And I don't know. I guess to me, I mean, it says knitting magazine on it. Like, I know a lot of people do both. I don't anymore. So I'm just like, do a crochet issue. I would like more knitting patterns. That's all. Not putting down the crochet. Then I absolutely love this blanket. They did 3 different blankets, and this is my favorite in one of my favorite Noro colorways, which ironically has like a raspberry pink in it. But it's colorway number 95. And I'm trying to see. And then it's Debbie Bliss Cashmerino. That's charcoal color. I wouldn't use the Debbie Bliss. I'd probably use Cascade or something. But I love this blanket. It's kind of like chevrons with the Noro. It looks like it's panels. Yeah. It would have to be panels, I think. But I really like it. Really, really like that one. Then there's these two. I mean, it's not that I don't like them, but they don't wow me like the other one. But I like that they did blankets. I like, you know, something different than just chunky sweaters and hats and mittens. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I didn't show you everything in the magazine. Just the highlights and the what were they thinkings. Like I said, very Noro. I mean, it's the best way to describe the magazine, very Noro. If you like the Noro books, then you like the Noro magazine. There was just nothing in this one that was like, OMG, I have to knit it. The last couple, I think there were, the last one there was like a tank and it shifted like block type thing. It was awesome. Someday I will make that. It's in my queue on the first page somewhere, I think. And then there was something in the first one. I buy books and I buy magazines, especially magazines, because you think you can't always get back orders. And then you're like hunting for that elusive magazine with that elusive pattern. And so you just feel like when there's a magazine, like you gotta get it because you might not be able to find it. Unlike Ravelry, where their patterns are almost always there. I mean, some do go away sometimes. And books, you know, go out of print. But they're, you know, usually more available. So, that's it for the knitting. So I said, don't forget Frances. She's perfect for the holidays in her little socks. I know, I have a bunch I need to knit. And the kit from Dancing Dog Dye Works, just in case you were interested in it, or even the Cascade, I would be able to get two complete foxes out of both. So, just an FYI, in case you're wondering how much yarn you would need. I mean, it says in the pattern, but like I said, unless if you're like a crazy loose knitter or really wasteful, like I always try to make my tails that I use for my whip stitching no longer than needed. So, but you should get two. I don't know, I've had a good day, I guess. I don't know, in a good mood. So that's it for the knitting. So if you leave me now, I'll see you next week. And if you're sticking around for a slice of life, we're moving on. So this week, I started off last week really strong with my exercise, getting it in, and then like I woke up one morning and I'm like, I felt so tense. Like my neck hurt down the sides of my neck, into my back, kind of into my shoulders. I just felt like this, like all scrunched up, like it hurt so bad. So I'm finally starting to feel a little looser. Once in a while I feel like a little pull if I move a certain way. So the exercise didn't really, like, halfway through the week kind of dropped off. So I did gain 0.2 this week, and I was in a hurry. I always get nervous before pattern releases. I want the people to like them and for my hard work to show. And you just never know. There are patterns I thought, oh, this is awesome, it's going to be a hit. It kind of goes flop. And other ones I'm like, it's cute. I like it. I don't know if any other people will like it. And it's a huge hit. You just never know. It's totally hit or miss. So I'm just always nervous and stressed, and my teenager was being a typical teenager, giving me total crap all weekend, and just the stress, and I definitely think it was stress related. So I think today I'm going to try to do some light exercise later while this is uploading or something, and I did kind of have a rough weekend food wise because everything tasted so good. So 0.2 gain, not a big deal. I've kind of learned to live with those. They happen. But finally, my Graze boxes came. Now, technically, I got them yesterday. But I shouldn't have got them until today, only because it helps to be friends with the post office people. So, where my P.O. box is, it's a very small post office, which I like so much better than the big post office, because they're just, I don't know, very sticklers about being professional, and they don't really help you answer questions you're just supposed to know. Like, you can go into the little one and go, look, I have all this stuff, do you have a box this will fit in? And they'll be like, oh yeah, they usually save boxes. They'll be like, yeah, here's a box, and, I mean, super helpful, best customer service on the planet. So, the girl calls me, she's like, okay, well, they just came in. Like, they happen to be on the top. I was able to see them call you. She's like, you know, you get here, if it's locked, bang on the door, you know, I'll bring them to you. So I shouldn't have gotten them until today, but I got them yesterday. So my first box, it must have gotten a little lost along the way, and it's a bit mangled. So like this was all sticking up. And let's see, oh, I covered up my address. The box is all warped, and it's seen better days, right? And then this nice, crisp, non-smushed box is my second one. So I have two. This should have been here last week. This one was actually on time. And one thing I learned when my first box shipped, it gave me the option, like, you had to wait, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or something like that for the other one to ship, or your other one will arrive in 3 weeks because I don't know. Anyways, they allowed me to bump my shipment up a week, so I can technically get them every week instead of every 2 weeks. Heck yeah, because I'm, like, super excited about it, right? But, like, it, like, haunts my brain sometimes going, wonder when my Graze box is going to come. Because I like snacks. I really like snacks. So, what they don't tell you on the Grace thing, because I had to emailing this chick several times, that if you go in and you make changes, like you decide to bump up your shipment, you decide to change your address, which I did, since I'm having issues with my mail carrier that delivers to my house. Send it to the P.O. box. I also changed it, like I originally had done like the light box, and instead I decided to do the fuller box that I could pick and choose from, and it's explained in the blog post. That it bumps back your delivery. Like, it'll push your delivery back. You go in and you make changes to things, it messes up your delivery. There should be a warning about that on the website, because then I went and played with the website so much, because it's kind of fun to play with. So, you get it, and it says, turn me over before you open, or you'll make a mess. You won't really make a mess. Your things will just come out upside down. So, you open it up, because so many people are like, oh, you gotta show them. Because I will blog about it and give a full review on each box as a whole. Like, I'm not going to post a blog post about each individual thing. So, I did eat one yesterday. Here's how they come packaged. And I'll show you how they fit. Because everyone wants to know, like, what size they are. And sometimes it's hard to tell from a picture. So, this is the thing. This one's the dark, rocky road with Belgian chocolate buttons, cranberries, and pecans. Anyway, so they're a little smaller than the size you're in. And the weight is different depending on what you get. It doesn't have the weight on this exactly. So you get this little box. You get 4 of these little things. Now, some people get napkins. Like, it'll be under this. I had no napkin in mine, in either of them. So maybe they don't do that for everybody. I don't know. I don't need a napkin. Maybe they only send you napkins for things that might be messy. Anyway, so it came with this cute little card, and it's kind of redundant because it says, hi, Jenna. Hello, I'm your free box. Stick around, and your 5th box will be free, too. This is a nibble box. So it's really cute. Each one is personalized. And then it has, like, these little things that you're supposed to be able to get out, and they're kind of cheesy. And it says I used up all my friend codes. And then on the back, this is kind of important. Because if you're like me, you're counting calories or points, is all your nutrition information. And it also has the expiration dates for each little container. Because the material is fresh, there's no preservatives, there's no additives, you know, it'll expire. So like one of them expires by November 28th, and another one doesn't expire until January 23rd. So it depends on the item. So I did eat one. I had the salsa fresca, and it was like these little rice cracker chip type things, powdered with like a cheese powder on it, and salsa. The salsa was kind of sweet. I don't like sweet salsa, and I don't know, like, they look like little mini tortilla corn chips, but they don't taste like them. They taste like a little mini rice cake. I'm not a huge fan of rice cakes. I mean, they weren't bad. It just wasn't my taste. I didn't put them in the trash, so I never get them again. I just left them on try, so I have a chance of getting them again, but it shouldn't be anytime soon. So, that's that one. And then the second one. Once again, here's what it looks like when they're all full. So, yummy, yummy, yummy. I can't wait. Everything that I've gotten so far has been stuff like I wanted to try. So that excites me, because there's some stuff that's like, okay, I'll try it, but I don't know that I'll like it. But I'm trying to expand my palate because I am a creature of habit. And then the second one came, and it had a friend code, cover it up here, because I have a list of people who want friend codes. So I did PM the person who was next on the list for a friend code, and I didn't give her the code. I said, if you want it, PM me back saying you want it, and if you don't want it, let me know so I can go to the next person on the list. So once again, you have all your nutrition facts on the back with the expiration dates. These are all good till mid-December all the way to like end of March. Like the pistachios. Pistachio nuts are going to last a long time. So, super excited. Like I said, I'm going to do blog posts where I'm going to give like a detailed what I think about each individual one in the post. And I also provide Weight Watchers points for each one, because I went in and calculated all of those And so I know. So I'm excited. I'm so glad they finally came. Because I was just frustrated. I just kind of was feeling like the runaround, and then I blogged about that, my frustration as well. I'm like, oh. But I'm excited to have them. Looking forward to my snack this afternoon. And it's hard not to eat them all. Like, you want to eat them all because they all look so good. And I'm like excited about trying new things. So, like I said, if you do want to be put on the list for the Friends Code, because you can be put on a waiting list through Gray's, but you don't get your 5th box free. So, with a Friend Code, your first box and your 5th box is free. Now, it looks like they're going to send me 1 Friend Code with each shipment, so I don't know how long it'll be until I only have a handful of people on the list right now. I don't know how long it takes to get off the Gray's waiting list, because I had gotten a Friend Code, so I didn't have to wait. So, that's really it. So, that's it for me this week. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, Weight Watchers. I think that's it. Till next week. I'll see you then. Bye.